Have you ever felt lost, wandering in a wilderness of your own making, confused, uncertain, and praying for a sign? If so, then the story of Prophet Musa, or Moses, is a story for you. It's a timeless epic of faith, struggle, and incredible triumph that speaks directly to the heart of our own modern-day challenges. So, grab a seat, and let's journey back in time, to a world of pharaohs, plagues, and divine miracles. Our story begins in ancient Egypt, a land of breathtaking pyramids and immense power, but also a place of terrible oppression. The Israelites, the children of Israel, were enslaved, suffering under the iron fist of a tyrannical pharaoh. This pharaoh was so consumed by arrogance and fear, driven by a prophecy that an Israelite boy would one day overthrow him, that he issued a horrifying decree. Every newborn Hebrew son was to be cast into the Nile River. Imagine the terror, the heartbreak, that swept through the Israelite community. But in the midst of this darkness, a mother's faith shone brighter than any star. Her name was Jochebed, and she had just given birth to a beautiful baby boy. Her heart ached with a love so fierce, and a fear so deep, it's hard for us to even comprehend. As the pharaoh's soldiers patrolled the streets, she hid her son, praying for a miracle. And a miracle is what she received. God inspired her with a plan that must have seemed insane. She was to place her precious infant in a waterproof basket and set him adrift on the very river meant to be his grave, the mighty Nile. Can you imagine the trust this required? To place your child's fate entirely in God's hands, letting go of all control? She did it. With tears streaming down her face, she whispered a prayer and pushed the small ark into the current, instructing her daughter, Miriam, to follow it from a distance. The river, a symbol of death, became a vessel of salvation. The basket bobbed along the water, guided not by chance, but by divine providence. It floated directly towards the one place you'd least expect, the pharaoh's own palace. And who should discover the child? None other than Asia, the pharaoh's wife. As her attendants brought the basket to her, she looked inside and her heart melted. Here was this beautiful, helpless baby. Despite the pharaoh's decree, Asia felt an instant, powerful love for the child. She knew he was a Hebrew, but she pleaded with her husband to let them adopt him. He will be a joy to us, she said. In a twist of fate only God could orchestrate, the pharaoh agreed. The very boy destined to challenge his throne was now being raised under his own roof. As a prince of Egypt, they named him Musa, which means to draw out, because he was drawn out from the water. But the baby Musa needed a nurse. He refused milk from every Egyptian woman they brought. This is where Miriam, his sister, who had been watching all along, bravely stepped forward. She suggested a Hebrew woman she knew who could nurse the child. And who did she bring? Their own mother, Jochebed. So, by God's magnificent plan, Musa was returned to his mother's arms, to be nursed and cared for, and she was even paid for it by the royal court. He learned the ways of his people from his own mother, right under the nose of their greatest enemy. This teaches us a profound lesson, even in our darkest moments. When all seems lost, God's plan is unfolding in ways we cannot see. His help can come from the most unexpected places. Musa grew up as a prince, with all the education and privilege that came with it. But in his heart, he knew he was different. He saw the suffering of his people, the Israelites, and felt their pain. One day, he witnessed an Egyptian taskmaster brutally beating an Israelite. Rushing to defend his kinsman, Musa struck the Egyptian. He was strong, and a single blow was fatal. Panic seized him. He hadn't intended to kill the man. He had acted out of a sense of justice, but the situation had spiraled out of control. Overcome with remorse, he prayed to God for forgiveness, and God, in his infinite mercy, forgave him. But now, Musa was a wanted man. News of the incident spread, and the pharaoh sought to have him executed. With his life in danger, Musa had no choice but to flee Egypt. He left behind his princely status, his home, his entire life, and escaped into the vast, unforgiving desert. He became a fugitive, a wanderer in the wilderness. For years he journeyed, eventually arriving in a land called Midian. Tired and alone, he sat by a well, a common gathering place. There he saw two young women struggling to water their flocks, being pushed aside by boorish shepherds. Even in his own state of hardship, Musa's innate sense of justice and compassion took over. He stood up and single-handedly watered their entire flock for them. These women were the daughters of a wise and righteous old man, who some say was the prophet Shoab. When they returned home early, they told their father about the kind, strong stranger who had helped them. Intrigued, their father sent one of them back to invite Musa to their home. Musa, having nowhere else to go, accepted. After hearing his story, the old man offered him a deal, work for him for 8 to 10 years, and in return, he could marry one of his daughters. Musa agreed. The prince of Egypt became a humble shepherd. This period in the wilderness was crucial for his development. It stripped away his royal identity and taught him humility, patience, and reliance on God. He learned the rhythms of the desert, the importance of guidance, and the responsibility of caring for a flock, skills that would prepare him for his ultimate mission, to lead an entire nation. After completing his years of service, with his family by his side, Musa began the journey back towards Egypt. One cold night, as they traveled through the desert, he saw something incredible in the distance. On the side of Mount Tur, or Mount Sinai, a fire, burning brightly in a bush. yet the bush was not consumed. Intrigued, he told his family to wait while he went to investigate, hoping to bring back some fire to warm them. As he approached, a voice boomed from the direction of the fire, a voice that was powerful yet serene. "O Musa, verily, I am your Lord. So take off your shoes. You are in the sacred valley of Tuwa, and I have chosen you. So listen to what is revealed." In that moment, everything changed. The fugitive shepherd was now in the direct presence of the Almighty Creator. God gave Musa his mission. He was to go to the Pharaoh, the most powerful and arrogant man on earth, and command him to let the children of Israel go free. Musa was overwhelmed. He felt inadequate. He said, "My Lord, I killed a man among them, and I fear they will kill me. And my brother Aaron, he is more eloquent than I. Send him with me as a helper." Think about that humility. Even after speaking directly with God, he acknowledged his own fears and perceived weaknesses. God reassured him. He granted Musa's requests and bestowed upon him 2 powerful miracles as signs. First, his staff. God told him to throw it down, and when he did, it transformed into a slithering serpent. When Musa picked it up, it became a staff again. Second, God told him to place his hand inside his garment. When he drew it out, it shone with a brilliant white light, without any harm. Armed with these signs, and with his brother Aaron by his side, Musa, the humble shepherd, set off to confront the mighty Pharaoh of Egypt. This is where the struggle truly intensifies. A battle not just of wills, but of faith versus tyranny. It's a testament to the fact that God often chooses ordinary people and empowers them to do extraordinary things. Musa's journey from a basket in the Nile to the foot of a burning bush is a powerful reminder that no matter how lost we feel in our own wilderness, a divine calling might be just around the corner. So, what can we take from this first part of Musa's story? First, trust in God's plan, even when it seems illogical, like a mother placing her baby in a river. Second, remember that periods of hardship, our wilderness moments, are often training grounds for something greater. And third, know that God can use anyone, regardless of their past or their fears, to achieve his purpose. Musa's story is just beginning, and the greatest trials and triumphs are yet to come. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. If this story resonated with you, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next part of this incredible epic. Until next time, may you find strength in your struggles and guidance in your wilderness.